Good evening, everybody. Welcome to today's podcast. As you can see, I've titled it Working in Raining Conditions. Um, yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and kick it off. So, yesterday, um, I went ahead and worked in rainy conditions. As you guys know, I work for United Airlines. Okay. It's no surprise. You guys have seen all my content, you guys have seen all my videos and stuff of that sort. And that's actually where this channel started, as me working for United Airlines. I'd like to first and foremost tell you that none of my content is affiliated with them. I work for them. It is separate from them. I do have permission to film them. I did get authorization from those that are involved in the videos and stuff of that sort. Having had said that, guys, I want to share some information and some tips for you guys in working in rating conditions. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this off. It was raining, and they forecasted it was going to rain yesterday at around 7 o'clock. Now, that's 1900 for those of you guys familiar with military time. Um, from 2 o'clock, so 1400 until 1900. Let's go with 1800, okay, because there was a little bit of a break there. I went ahead and worked in a different area. I normally work at the gate area, but yesterday, from the first part of it, I was working in the cargo area. Now, cargo basically pulls off and transports the pallets of goods from the aircraft into the warehouse. Okay. So we weren't in charge of running that back and forth. And that's what I did for the first half. And for the second half, I went ahead and worked with the folks on the ramp trying to download and upload all the aircraft so you could get to your destination safely. So the first part of it, I didn't really need to worry about none of my rain gear, none of my rain equipment, and all that sort. However, I did have it in my backpack ready to go. Don't think I didn't. So, working at the airport, one thing that has taught me, you've got to be prepared. Okay. You got to be prepared no matter what, whether that be your snacks, whether that be your drinks, whether that be your tools, whether that be your part of your uniform, whether that be part of your daily life. Okay. And, I say day life because you could have some things like if you have very bad acidity, you always need your Tums with you. You always need your medication with you, okay? Stuff of that sort. Anyway, so I went ahead and was working in a covered equipment, meaning we were working in trucks, we were working in tractors that had a covering, so it kept the cooler climate, wind off of me. I get cold easily. So, um So that was fine for the first half. Now the second half, I park in 2 areas when I am at work. One part of my work assigned area has one separate parking lot for us to work in, and the other half, we all go, the customer service, the people who work on the ramp, the people who are pilots, all those guys, they all share the same parking lot. So we ended up having to travel from my first parking lot over to my other assigned parking lot within enough time to be able to get to my assigned area, on time. So I went and traveled to the other parking lot, got in on the bus, and then they take us to the terminal, and they dropped us off, and then I went in and got all ready. Now, I went to my locker room because I knew that I had rain gear with me that was actually, like, visible and, it's not like this where it doesn't have reflective striping. Actually, if you guys could give me just a second, I can show you what that looks like. One step. All right, guys, welcome back. So, if you guys haven't already seen this or know of this stuff, this is what we call high vis clothing, and this is what you typically wear when you are working in areas that need to be highly visible. Okay, as you guys can tell right here, you can already see it. You see the difference between here and here, how this is darker than this. So this part is reflecting This part is not. So the reflective surface allows us to be seen in areas that we need to be visible. Okay. But look at the difference in color. I mean, you can't miss me or so, look at this. Like you can see me with your eyes, but in low visibility or in decreased visibility or in climate that's the visibility is altered. Which would you rather me wear? This or this? You pick this, right? Because you can see me no matter what, whether it be reflective or the obnoxious high vis yellow or green, right? All right. So, um, it is the same thing with our vests that we wear on the ramp side. Okay. This is what they look like. They have mic clips here and they show same thing on the back. Okay. So we wear this on top of this, and that way you can see me while still being able to wear clothing such as this, right? This keeps me warm. That's all it's doing. It's just keeping me warm. Matter of fact, that's why I'm wearing it today because it's a little bit chilly outside and the weather's starting to turn into a little bit of a cool climate. And it's not really something that I'm fond of, but that's how I prepare. Again, this is all about preparedness. Now, where am I going with this and with this t shirt and with this clothing? Okay. You need to have clothing that's visible. Okay. Now, working on the ramp, you need to have it with you all the time. I know, I've gone over this, but I'm trying to ingrain this in you. Is that when you think it's going to actually occur, you need to have it on you. Okay. Now, we have issued company rain gear, which is kind of a long coat and a bib style pant looking thing. Okay. Some people keep it in their lockers for when it does rain and when they get a break in between. Um, we are allowed to carry personal bags with us and to bring, stuff to eat during the day because it gets pricey at the airport. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, try going to Five Guys in the airport. You're going to pay about $7 for a thing of small fries. Think I'm joking? Go check the prices. It's a $6 milkshake. Again, it's outrageous. Try and support yourself on a budget like that. You just can't. So, we will bring, meals on us, and this all goes through security. We check everything when we go there. Um, anyway, so we'll bring some rain gear with us if we don't have it already, and, we'll grab, the tractors, and we'll go over to the other side, start working, grab our equipment, our dollies, and our baggage carts, and, our belt loaders and all that stuff. So we need that because you never know. You don't want to be driving halfway around the airport and you just get doused in stuff like this, right? Because once this gets soaked, this is not waterproof, water resistant, permeable stuff, right? It's going to get soaked. You're going to be miserable. So you need something on top of that to be able to work in. I do have a pair of my own rain gear that is separate from the ones I have at my locker at work. And I use that to go from where I grab my tractor to work during the day to my locker so I don't get drenched on there so that I'm not miserable even before I start working. Okay. So, um, the second thing that I suggest you do, all right, now this all goes to having and carrying a personal bag with you. Carry some spare clothes. I can't stress that enough. I can't tell you the number of times where I was working an 8-hour shift, okay, all day out on the ramp, all right, from like 1 p.m. till 10:30 at night or 11 o'clock at night, however, you want to be. Anyway, I digress. I can't tell you the number of times that that change of clothes has saved me from the difference between having a meltdown throughout the entire day and being miserable and having a nice shift, even though it's raining, which is not, likable and decent conditions, but still, you can deal with not, going that far without having a change of clothes. But if you're soaked, yeah, it's going to be the world of a difference. So, again, carry your rain gear with you. If you think it's going to rain, bring a spare change of clothes. Now, on to part three, or bullet number three, or point number three, whatever you guys want to reference this as. I suggest you bring two socks. And I don't mean put one on and carry a spare. Obviously, I'm telling you, bring a spare, but bring four. Now, The second one that you're gonna bring is actually on your feet. Wear 2 of them if it's going to rain, and I'll tell you why. Because the first pair will probably be soaked, but the second pair will have less moisture, and you can wring that out easily inside the locker room if you don't have any spare socks at all, and it's a last resort, okay? So keep them on, and if you can't bring a bag, that's what I suggest, is double up. Now, there are tricks where you can try and wrap up your feet, in either plastic or something like that, and I've seen this done before where you can, stick your foot in a bag and then put it in your shoe and then all that so that your feet don't get all, drenched and, moistened and all that sort of stuff. So that's a secret if you'd like. I don't know if you wanna go that far because it does hold in heat and it does hold in moisture, so you gonna have to do a balance there. So that's a trick. What else? Yeah, so we've gone over keeping your rain gear with you. We've gone over bringing spare change of clothes, wearing 2 socks. Okay, so my content, there's a video that I show you how to read one on whether that's fast and whether those with your decision all this, okay? Now, the last bullet I'm gonna make is controversial issue here. I know you're gonna come at me in the comments. I know you're gonna come at me in your ideas, your thoughts as you're listening to this podcast. Okay, but hear me out. Are we all with me here? Okay. You don't have to be in the rain the whole time. Now let me repeat that. You don't have to be in the rain the whole time. Okay. There's going to be an area where you can take cover, okay? It may not keep you entirely dry, but dry enough so you're not just pelted by water the whole time, okay? Now, if you work um, where there's just miles and miles and miles and miles and miles of land and there's really no cover, you can always find something. Remember, you're wearing cover, meaning you can always try and take cover from it if you have to. Okay. But try to stay out of it throughout periodic moments of working. Okay. It's the same thing in staying out of the cold in cold weather. If you succumb to your body being cold for a consistent 8, 10, 12 hours, it's going to start deteriorating your health. So if you have to, try and seek cover for a fair amount of the time that you're cold so that your body can kind of mellow itself into an equilibrium. Now, what I mean by equilibrium is you're going to be cold, but you can bear it if you get your body used to warm-ish climate, right? Or warmish temperature. Don't go from extremely cold to I feel like it's 90 degrees to back to or 32 degrees to back to 90 degrees. That is a dangerous situation. That's where you catch hypothermia. Okay. The rapid deceleration and acceleration in your body temperature is a bad situation. So, what you want to do is you want to try and think of your body as a very shallow, easygoing wave. You don't want this very high wave and no water at all. High wave, no water at all. Do you guys see how rapid that can get and how serious that can get? You guys with me there? Okay. So you want to try and wean your body, wean as in like adjust um naturally, okay, chemically between high and low, high and low. So your body can't tell the difference between you being hot and cold. You wanna try and get to a balance, that steady balance of, like, warm to cool, warm to cool, warm to cool, okay? Um, this short podcast, you guys, I don't have very much content to bring for you on this subject matter. One thing I'm gonna tell you is that my other Togo brother, Richard, who, if you guys watched the first episode, he had to step away, unfortunately, for some, unforeseeable events. He's in another industry right now, grinding and hustling in that and absolutely enjoys it. He will always be a part of the Toga Brother family. When you guys hear from him, make sure you welcome him because that's where it all started. The star started years ago with him and myself. Anyway, I appreciate bringing you guys this content, and we look forward to hearing you guys in the next podcast. And the next podcast, I hope to share some other content with you, like I shared in my other one, guys. If you guys are listening to these and you guys would like to hear content, drop them in the chat, drop them in the comment section. We would love to do that for you. Okay. As you guys know, and as always, I am Sean. I'm your Toga brother. You guys know what to do. I'm out. Thank you for watching and listening.